All right, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to the very first episode of Through a Different Lens: Faith, Identity, and Finding Your Calling. My name's Travis Huffstetler, and I started this podcast here because I wanted to take the knowledge and the stuff that I've learned over my lifetime and be able to share it with you guys and gals, and hopefully be able to help you see things through a different lens. Um, so our whole lives, I feel like we've been taught um, to be somebody that we're not. We're always taught to see it through the lens of whoever it is that's raising us. And a lot of times, the ones that are raising us, they're still trying to figure it out themselves. So here we are being raised by people that still haven't fully figured it out themselves while trying to tell us how to be the best person that we can be so that we can become the best person or best version of ourselves. But our whole lives we're basically taught to be the person that our parents want us to be, our grandparents want us to be, their teachers want us to be, the school system wants us to be. Just fall in line, get a job, go to college, or go to school, go to college, get a good job, you know, get a nice house, a family, and all that stuff, and life's going to be happily ever after, right? Well, the thing is that's not working for a lot of people. And the reason why it's not working for a lot of people, or the reason why I believe that it's not working for a lot of people, is because, again, we're trying to live up to the expectations of everybody else and who they want us to be. And we're not able to really live up to who God called us to be. And so our whole lives we're taught to play it safe. We're taught to not take chances, not take risks, be seen and not heard. We're taught to want more, but we're also taught to be content and be satisfied with what we have. Go get the degree, but don't make too much money, because you don't want to be too far ahead of everybody else, because then that's just not fair and whatever. But basically, our whole lives are taught to be somebody we're not. And our parents love us, or whoever it is that's raising us. Hopefully, they've loved us and they've tried to sow into us, good things. But a lot of times, the things that they're teaching us aren't that good themselves because they haven't even checked the facts or seen if it was true. They're just going off of what other people have said. And they're just going off of what they've always believed and never even tried themselves. So a lot of times we get a lot of bad advice passed down to us. And it's not that they're trying to hurt us, it's just they've never tried themselves, so they're not even sure themselves. So they only want to protect us. They only want what's best for us. They don't want to see us struggle. They don't want to see us go through hard times. So our parents are basically trying to protect us, or the people who's raising us are basically trying to protect us because they love us. They care for us. They don't want to see us go through stuff. But the thing is, we have to go through stuff to be able to figure out who we are. The seed has to be buried and it has to die before it can start growing roots and start breaking through the hard clay and the hard dirt. So it's necessary for growth to go through hard things. It's necessary for growth to have hard times that we're dealing with. But we're supposed to find who we are. We're supposed to find who we are as a person, and we're supposed to take charge of that. And I think God's always talking to us through our dreams and our ideas and our visions. Because if you think about it, God created us all, and God created us in His image, and God is a creator of everything, which means that He's a creator, which means that if He created us, me, you, in His image, then He also created us to be creators as well. He didn't create us to be average. He didn't create us to sit around and let life pass us by. And He didn't create us to sit around and fear everything and never even take a chance. I think that's the reason why Jesus says, pick up the cross and follow me, is like, leave everything behind and do what I'm telling you. Do what I'm calling you to do. Forget if they're laughing at you. Who cares if they think you're crazy? Who cares if they think you're silly? Don't worry about it. Keep doing what you know is right, and He's gonna make a way. He's gonna pave the path for you. and the path isn't easily visible. So you just got to take the step. Take the next step. A lamp is a light to my feet and a light to my path. Well, that's because the lamp only lights the next step. So you just got to have faith, and you just got to trust that if you take that step, that he's going to light the next step for you along the path. And so basically, we're trying to figure out who we are while living up to the dreams and the expectations of the people that raised us. And so I feel like once we get out of high school, or once we get to the point where we got to choose who we're supposed to be, we kind of implode. We go through a gray area because everybody's pushing us to be something that we really don't want to be. And they say it's not about the money, but go get the job that makes the money. And, everything will be fine. But it's not. It's not fine because you're not happy inside. And you're chasing everybody else's dreams and visions and ideas instead of your own, instead of the ones that God's given you. And just like all the things that you can see around you that's man made, that was a vision, an idea, a dream that God gives somebody before it could become a reality. Everything had to work together for the things to happen the way they did, but it was a thought, it was an idea, it was a dream before it could become a reality. It didn't come on a blueprint or a piece of paper and it says, here, this is how you do it with an instruction manual. It didn't. It literally came in the form of thoughts, ideas, and reading the word and knowing what the word is saying. Be fruitful and multiply. Do great things. Do the work that he's given you to do. He's given us the gifts and the talents and the abilities that we need from birth to be able to make it in this earth. And not just to survive, because a lot of times we're taught by our parents how to just survive. We're not taught how to thrive. We're taught how to just get by, just have enough, just play it under the radar, just enough so we can go and have fun on the weekend. But then we have to go back to work, the place that we hate so much, and work a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just to be able to go and have another fun weekend to escape reality, basically. And so this is what I found myself doing. And so I moved here in 2020, broke as a joke, $120, 2 bags of clothes. I had a cell phone and a drone, and I moved down here to be a world-known photographer. I wanted to eventually speak and talk on stage and inspire and motivate and encourage people all over the world to also chase their dreams and realize that God has something more important for you. He's got something bigger planned for you. You've got to start taking action on those dreams and those ideas because he's speaking to you every day. He's speaking to us daily about who we are and what he called us to do. And a lot of times those dreams and ideas are great dreams and ideas, but we tell them to everybody around us that loves us and cares for us. And whenever we do that, they end up wanting us to protect us. So they tell us, oh, too many people are doing it. Oh, it's too hard. Take the easy route. Get the job with security. Do this, do that. And so a lot of times we tell people our dreams and our ideas, and everybody puts them down. And they're like, oh, I'll just play it safe. Take it easy. Don't take the chance. It's too risky. Whatever it may be. Sometimes it's out of love, and sometimes it's out of people just don't want you to try, because if you do better than them, then what's their excuse for not doing better? But we the thing is we got to try. We got to keep putting forth effort, and we got to find what our calling is. We got to find what our purpose is. And I feel like we all have the gifts and talents that we're meant to have to be able to share with the world, through whether it's our voice, through our art, through painting, drawing, writing. It could be people that put movies together, that build things, or heat and air specialists, plumbers, janitors, whatever. I mean, haircuts. It all matters. But what's wrong with it all today is not enough people are doing it to the best of their ability. A lot of people are just doing enough just to get by. And that's a result of people not chasing their dreams and their passions, and they're chasing everybody else's dreams and passions and ideas. And so we become stagnant in a job that we really don't like just to pay the bills. And we're scared to take chances and take risks because now we got all the debt over our head, and we might have a family and stuff like that now. But it keeps us in that fear mode of never wanting to step out and take that chance, because our whole lives we had been taught to be who we weren't. And then whenever we finally want to be somebody different, we're no longer underneath that protection, and now we're having to figure it out all on our own and all that good stuff. But I don't know, y'all bear with me. This is my first episode. This is my first podcast, and I'm sitting here trying to keep train of thought. But I know that my message today to you is that I moved down here with nothing. I started over with nothing. I had a dream. I had an idea. I wanted to be a world-known photographer. I wanted to touch people's lives all over the world. And you know what? Fast forward to 2025 now, and that's exactly what I've done. I've never slept on the street, not one day. I've had people help me along the way that have been huge and beneficial, to all of it. And if it wasn't for other people, I wouldn't be here now. But if I hadn't chased a dream, I wouldn't be here now either, because it was something that had to happen. It was to prove that you didn't have to have the best to get started. You just had to get started. And now I've got over, almost 60,000 people that follow me through Facebook. They love my photos. I sell jigsaw puzzles and t-shirts, and I have photos of mine on them. And I sell prints that people hang over their couches. I just had a big 25-foot mural done in Wicked Tuna, which is down here in Merle's Inlet, um, of one of the photos that I took of an aerial shot of their restaurant. I've done stuff with Harley Davidson of Myrtle Beach. I've done stuff with Gulfstream Cafe, New York Prime, California Dreamin', Texas Roadhouse. No, not Texas Roadhouse. The Sky Wheel. I've done stuff with a lot of people down here in the area now, and it all started out with a cell phone and a drone and a dream. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. And it's because I've been trying to do what God's called me to do and do something different and show that if you use your creativeness and the gifts that you've been given, you're going to go a lot further than if you're trying to climb somebody else's ladder. Now, doesn't mean that everybody's going to be their own business owner and this and that. Doesn't mean that you're not going to end up working for people. It's just go and find a great company to work for that you can do that under, or start your own company. But realize when you start a company that the whole goal of starting a business is to grow a business, and it's also to be able to spend more time with your family. So unless you plan on actually growing your business, don't go out and step out and be a solopreneur, and expect that everything's just going to work out, because you're going to work a lot more at your job if you're doing it all by yourself, when you're the owner, than if you go to work for the man. And if you're okay working for the man and that's fine, then you probably wouldn't be here anyway listening to this. But if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But don't complain and whine whenever other people get it better, or don't complain who the president is and all this stuff, because nobody should be complaining about that anyway, because it's all just a distraction. It's all part of the scheme. Um, but yeah, basically, I just want to help other people see that they have a lot more to offer. I want them to realize the potential and give them the permission, give you the permission to be able to step out there and take a chance and chase the dream that you know that you were called to do. Because everything around you that you see, again, was an idea, was a dream, was a vision before it could become a reality. And if those people had given up on those ideas, if they had to listen to their friends and their family who told them they were crazy, who told them it was never going to happen, who told them it was impossible, we wouldn't be seeing the world that we see today. None of the stuff, the technological advances, how I'm reaching you right now, the internet, social media, all the stuff, the AI, none of this stuff would even be possible if it wasn't for somebody, and a lot of people now, chasing the dream and the vision and the purpose and the call. So I hope this finds you well today, and I hope you're having a great day. And and I hope you like the show. Give me a little feedback. I'm a little nervous. My first one, I feel like I was all over the board, but I hope that somewhere in here you can find a nugget to take from this, a little seed. Hopefully, I planted some seeds today that's going to sprout and start growing over the future as we do more of this and as we progress through this. Starting out here, it's going to be just me, but then I would like to be able to invite other people to come onto the show and be able to give out their words of wisdom and the knowledge that they've learned throughout the years, whether it's preachers, whether it's business owners, whether it's just everyday people. Um, but it's really it's trying to figure out what God's called us to do, and God's telling us every day what He's been calling us to do. It's just whether or not we're willing to take a chance. It's whether or not we're willing to take that leap of faith and jump. Faith of a mustard seed. Faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains. So what are we waiting on? Have faith. Have that childlike faith, that childlike belief. Believe in God who created you in His image, the creator of all things, who said that He created you for a purpose. He created you on purpose for a purpose. So go out there and take charge of the day. Make today a new day. Make tomorrow a new day. When you wake up, smile. Open the door for somebody, shake somebody's hand, give somebody a big old hug. Be the difference you want to see in others. You know, we starting our days off a lot more positive, and we become that positive difference that we want to see in others, you know, by opening that door, shaking somebody's hand. Even if you're going through something, still do it, because it's going to put something in you. And you could be passing somebody that could already have checked out on life, that hasn't felt seen, hasn't felt noticed, don't feel appreciated, don't really know that anybody's paying attention. And then you're the one person that shined a light on them today that kept them from going and harming themselves. So just know that you never know how much of an impact that we're playing, how many people we're influencing every day without even realizing it. We're throwing seeds all day long. They're either positive or they're negative. Seeds of hope or seeds of doubt. So be the seeds of hope. Be the seeds of positivity. Be the seeds of greatness and goodness and love and joy. Go out there and spread your seeds today. So I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And if you like this, please hit the like button, the share button, hit the follow button. I don't know what all buttons are on here, but just do that for me, please. Leave a review and tell me what I can do to do better for you for the next episodes. So again, my name is Travis Huffstetler, and thank you for listening to Through a Different Lens. See you next time.